Welcome to the CoinOp-Cowboys, the podcast where four guys explore the absurdities of everyday life, sharing our entertaining experience and insights on a variety of topics. Hello, CoinOp-ians. This week, Ryan gathers the boys around the campfire and tells the tales of the Mexican boogeyman, El Cucuy. Get ready to count how many times Ryan farts. Seriously, keep track. But first, Steven reminisces about his favorite fast food memories taking road trips. Everyone talks about their favorites, and so stay tuned for that. Drop us a line if you want your comments and mail heard on air. Our email address is coinopcowboyspod@gmail.com. coinopcowboyspod@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, follow, and rate us. Be sure to spread the word about this episode to your friends. You don't want to miss this one. You can find us on Spotify, iHeart Radio, Apple and Google Podcasts, anywhere you get your favorite entertainment. We release a new episode every week, so take a listen to past episodes and get all caught up because you deserve it. Now, I just switched cameras to the main stage. Stephen has returned from Italy and is about to talk about his adventures. Let's hop on over and see what debauchery he got himself into.
Oh, man, what a long week that was.
How was your trip, Stephen? How was the flight? Did you raw dog
I raw dogged 9 hours and 30 minutes. But for
That's how long the flight was?
No, it was 10 hours. But for the first 30 minutes, I was eating a chocolate bar.
Just one?
And talking to my neighbor, who happened to be Riley Reid, the famous porn star.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. What is she going to Italy for?
I don't know. Italian stallions is what she said.
Did you fly British Airways?
Swiss.
Nice.
And they,
Never flown Swiss. But I would say British Airways is by far the best airlines I've ever been on.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it too much. I just booked whatever made sense.
How were those first class seats?
You know, it was kind of weird when they bumped me up, but they just took one look at me and were like, hey, you look like you need to be in first class, not bumming it back there in economy basic.
When me and Alicia were checking into our flights to Europe, I was like, are you excited for our honeymoon, babe? That was going to be great. Just the hope that they would do something for us, that they didn't even acknowledge us.
They get that all the time. They'd be like, hey, I'd be way more excited for your honeymoon if you slipped me a 20.
I would totally pay $20 for an upgrade.
I paid some dude. I went up to this. Everything's like cashless now at this like music festival, and so I went up to this dude selling like White Claws, beers, whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna get a White Claw, and I started getting my card. I was like, actually, do you take cash? He's like, yeah, and I gave him the $20 or whatever the fuck the tall can was. And he's like, thanks. If you have cash again, come straight back to me. And he put it in his pocket.
That's why they're switching away from cash.
Exactly. He's like, yeah, of course you could pay with cash. He didn't give a fuck. I'm like, whatever, man. See ya.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of Rocco?
Rocco's Modern Life?
No.
Modern
Rocco
Life.
the porn star, Rocco Siffredi.
No.
He's an Italian porn star who is very charismatic and at the same time the most aggressive sexual partner you'll ever see. And he gets really aggressive and into it. Like he'll put his foot on the girl's head while he's like drilling into her. And then when she starts to be like, no, stop, he'll be like, shh, 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 it's fine. You like. And he goes harder.
Is he a narcissist?
Well, yeah. Yeah, you got to check it out. I'll send you a link. Anyway, gentlemen, I have a question for you guys.
Let's hear it then.
Green.
Man, have you guys ever been drinking tea and you suddenly realize that your tea bag like opened up? And you suddenly, instead of getting a mouthful of watery tea, you get a mouthful of whatever was inside your tea
It's
bag?
almost like you're supposed to take it out.
Did I just get teabagged? Is that just what happened?
Did you do that right now?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I almost died here a second ago.
Chris teabagged himself.
Yeah, it's real talent.
I was trying to remember that porn star's name.
Steven may be able to suck his own dick, but I can teabag myself.
Nice. Extra long balls.
Like, slap your eyes.
What's our question, Angel?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with introductions and a question, and you guys are going to go in order as you are right now, in order.
All right.
The question is, if you could create a silly Olympic sport, what would it be and how would it be played? And we're going to start with introductions in the first person. To my right, Ryan.
What up,
No, I want to go
CoinOp-ians?
first because I think I have the same one as Ryan.
Shut the fuck up, Steven.
If I were to create an Olympic sport, what would it be? I got it.
Okay.
it would be mole hair plucking. And the challenge is who can grow the longest and pull out the longest hair without breaking it. No tools, has to be your fingernails only.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
A lot of things.
Why mole?
Why does that come?
You come up with a question. You give me 30 seconds to figure something out, and that's what you got. Okay.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah,
but why
good.
that?
Got it, I guess.
Why is
I
that
mean-
coming to your brain?
I don't
first?
know. It's just what
Mole.
just came into my
Ryan's brain.
Oh, I just googled mole hairs.
brain. I would
Don't
know.
do it.
So,
Don't do it.
This is why Angel sends us all this weird shit.
It's worse than cartoons. What are you talking about? I've never said anything weird. Thank you, Ryan, for that visual and for. Oh God, that's a big one.
You're all
That's what
welcome.
she said.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
it would be
yeah.
judged based off of the length and thickness. 'Cause, some of them are like
So it's-
thicker and rougher than like your normal hair.
Are you saying you like a rose that you present in like a whatever it is for roses, like competition, like the shape of it and the weight of it, the smell of it? You want the same thing for like a mole hair?
You get double points if it's one of those double hairs in a single like follicle.
Oh God, are you judging this?
Oh no, I compete.
Wouldn't you say like
Okay.
those normal mole hairs? Aren't they much longer than all the other hairs?
Depends how long you let them grow.
Do you pluck yours?
Yeah, there's something I've noticed recently, and it's in my eyebrows. There's like one or two that are just long and curly. I look like a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And like freak me out.
Hey,
I feel like a wizard.
Angel, just imagine how long it takes to get to that kind of peak performance right there. Just don't mess with the eyebrow hairs. That's what peak performance looks like.
Right?
I mean, that's maximum wisdom, is when you just don't care about what your eyebrows look like anymore, and they get all like
Yeah.
wily and scary.
Wow.
But you're welcome.
Anyway,
You're welcome for that.
thank you, Ryan. Yeah, thank you. All right, next person up. We're looking at the young, the handsome, very, very adventurous
Well,
person.
Chris, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Mine would be alcoholic golf
Ooh, I like that.
/ mini golf. So the idea here is, I think I actually want it to be a mixture. So it'd probably be like 23 holes, and I would make 12 of them mini golf courses, and then I would make the other, whatever the delta is there, regular golf courses. And then the idea is, at each stage, you would need to be taking like tequila shots and beer shotguns, and then those guys just need to perform, and the idea would be best score at the end.
Wow.
So, but I would have one major rule, though. You need to have one average guy compete, so we can tell how much more spectacular the other guys are.
Right.
Like
Like me, like I would be competing with the Olympic team.
and you would be like the control group.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
I would go up there and shoot, a 99 or something, and for reference.
Very cool. All right, thank you, Chris.
Oh, nice, Chris.
Very sweet.
Good job,
All right,
man.
we're gonna turn it over to
Good job,
the
Chris.
adventurous young man here, Stephen.
So, I'm envisioning javelin, but instead of javelin, I'm going to use those floppy dildos that have the suction cup on the other side. And it has to land, and it has to plunge itself and stick. And you get extra.
What's the target?
It's a very long landing zone that has like
Are you
multiple
going for
points.
distance
And
distance
points.
or precision?
Both, because
Precision.
the
Okay.
further and more precise, they'll be like little circles. And the further and more precise you are, you get rewarded more points. But it has to stick.
So-
It can't bounce. And it can't just end up in a circle. It has to suction itself to it. And we'll get a lot of slow-mos of when it lands. It's going to suction, and you get that slow-mo of that wobble, right? That
On the ground? So the target's
yes, it's
on
a
the
long,
ground,
like
or is it like
imagine
the
a
wall?
football field,
Okay.
but it's a surface that you can get suction to.
So a bunch of people would just be
A true javelin instead of like a dart thing.
moon shooting dildos.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How long should these suction cup dildos be? Like, could they be as long as a normal javelin where they're just bouncing as you're running down the road?
It has to be a realistic penis size, so like 12-inch maximum. You get to choose what you're most comfortable with, like a baseball bat. You don't have to use the biggest baseball bat. You can use a shorter one.
When you say comfortable, do you have to fit it up your ass first?
No, just Angel does that. That's just how he plays.
Okay. Why do you do this? It's just
He walks up there and everybody goes, "Oh my God, he forgot his dildo." And he's like, "No, I didn't." And he pulls down his pants and just pulls it out. And he's like, "I got it right here, guys."
In this situation, I actually think the term needle dick would probably be the most useful. Like, I feel like I would want that sucker to be about like that, like a pencil.
Jesus.
12 inches long.
Wow.
The suction's got a suction. So if that...
Yeah.
It's like a counterweight. Thank you so much, Steven, for...
That cock's not regulation.
I would love to see the guy go out there with the flag and he like plants the flag next to where the suction cup and he checked to make sure that it was truly suctioned. Now that's a job.
Yeah.
What?
I swear to God.
What is the Ryan laughing at?
Are there ghosts in your house,
Yeah,
Angel?
there's ghosts talking about that.
I feel like I hear voices.
Yeah. Their pad went out.
It just reminded me of a time in high
Yeah,
school.
tell it.
Were you taking suction cup dildos and throwing them for distance?
No, unlike most stories, I was not the menace to society in this one. But like somebody, you have a guest behind you, Angel.
It's a ghost. There's a small ghost child.
Yeah.
She's closing the door because you're too loud.
You know what she did earlier? She grabbed an entire bag of brown sugar and used it as sand.
Oh, so Maddie, are you talking about your daughter?
Yeah.
Maddie, the other day, we're like waking up and we're like, "Oh, Maddie hasn't come and woken us up yet." Well, like I opened the door and like her door's open, so I'm like, what's going on? So I start walking out to the living room like Maddie, and I see like this little like creature scurry across the living room and hide behind the couch. And so I go, "Okay, what's going on? What is she? Obviously guilty." And I walk over there, and behind the couch, her face is completely like powdery white. She had been pulled out a thing of powdered sugar that we had in the pantry, popped it open, was hiding behind the couch, stuffing her face full of powdered sugar.
Oh my God.
All right.
And I look at her.
Good for her.
Did white face. That's great.
She looked like she had been doing...
Did she have the jitters?
I know. I was like, "Maddie." And she goes, "I'm sorry, it's accident."
Yeah.
Plausible.
I'm like,
Plausible story.
My face fell into the sugar. I don't
it's
know.
her way out of everything. "Oh, I fucking spilled your drink. Oh, accident. Oh, I did this, accident." Because like she knows if she says that, it's gonna be like, "Okay, well, it's all right. We can try better next time."
It's true. It's true.
So I didn't. I just spanked the shit out of her. Fucking sent her to the
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So what'd you do with all the extra powdered sugar? Did you like do lines of it, or did you just scoop it back in and bake brownies for me?
No, man. I don't even know how to use it. I just put it on my French toast.
Oh, you mean you can make icing with it,
Right.
but
People
there's
do
no
that.
reason I know that. Ryan, tell us about your high school story.
Oh yes, so it was during like a pep rally or something, and somebody threw a dildo out into the middle of the gym, as people do. But then one of the teachers, she ran out and got it, and then she just like held it up over her head, and it was just shaking, and then she was just like super excited and enthusiastic about having picked it up and put it over her head, and just ran off.
What?
And it's just ingrained in my mind.
Wow.
It was a teacher or a student?
Oh, it was a teacher. It was
Oh,
a teacher.
okay.
You remember what?
Was that the teacher that people were hoping they could score with? Because that would explain a lot.
Probably amongst a certain crew, yeah.
Doesn't sound very appealing to me.
I don't know what that means.
What would be your Olympic event, Angel?
Oh, that's right. I still have to share one. Okay, so I'm going to pick one. It reminds me of, you guys know SiriusXM. Whenever you buy a car, you get a subscription for a few months. And
Yes.
then,
Yep.
yeah. So I try to cancel it because I didn't use it. And I got the runaround for 3 hours. 3 hours. They just kept hanging up on me at the last minute. And then I finally talked to a supervisor and I got it canceled. So a couple weeks later, they started calling me, asking me what price I would pay, or what I would pay to get it renewed. And my one requirement in order for them to guarantee that I would get back in again was if they could find a channel that hosted exclusively a game called Solo Polo. Do you know what solo polo is?
No.
It's like Marco Polo, but by yourself.
Water polo, yes. One person playing water polo. Yeah. They were so
Solid.
confused.
So did they find one?
They were trying really hard. They put me on hold one time for like 10 minutes looking for a solo polo because I was dying for a solo polo. So that was my jab. But that would be my Olympic event.
I did a
Solo polo?
Solo polo.
We're trying to find solo polo.
Yeah. Solo polo.
I was a little lonely last night, and I did a little solo polo, if you know.
Hey. There we go.
In the bathtub.
Periscope.
Did your toe fall off?
What?
What? Did you say your tail fall off?
Toe?
Toe.
I don't get it. What?
It was on the This Is Important podcast. Adam Devine talks about one of the first times he masturbated was in a bathtub, but he just had like a toe injury and it was like sewed. But at the moment that he ejaculated, the tip of his toe fell off in the bathtub.
Wow.
Wait, so that's what happens if you do that too much? I just thought you go blind.
That's hilarious. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for your submissions and your Olympic events. We'll be talking to the committee in Paris next year for 2024 Olympics, see if we can get any in on the ticket. So,
Hey, Steven.
Yeah.
On your trip to Italy, did you find any bags to poop in?
Actually, I didn't want to say this on the podcast, but if you must know, I pooped in one of those canal thingies.
is that a fart?
Just kind of washed away.
No. A canal is like a drainage thing that goes in between like cities and stuff.
Yeah, but it kind of just floated away. It was nice.
Oh, join someone on a gondola ride.
So how many countries have you shit in now?
This makes 3.
That's a great question.
Really getting those numbers up there.
I think I've pooped in 4 countries. I've got America, Ura, Mexico.
Orle?
You're right,
I
Angel.
spilled some energy drink on my fucking body.
I've got America, Mexico, Jamaica,
Jamaica.
UK.
Ooh, I shit in Cancun once.
America is by far my favorite toilet.
Yikes. All right, gentlemen. We have the spinner up.
Oh yeah.
So,
Spin your fucking wheel, Angel.
yeah. Here we go. I wonder who it's going to be.
It's gonna be Steven.
You called it again.
Ooh.
You're 3 for 3. Man.
Hey, Ryan, have you tried calling lottery numbers?
Yeah.
You should try picking the next lottery number.
No, I'd always do quick pick. I don't have time for that shit.
You might win if you pick them.
Oh, is it me?
Perhaps.
I didn't hear my name called out.
Steven, you are the next contestant on the CoinOp Cowboys. Come on down and discuss something
Yeah.
of your choice.
So, words. What do they mean?
I don't want to talk about language.
Yeah. So, like, you guys think about how, like, words were just made up one day, and then that's crazy.
That is
The
crazy.
guy was like, I'm tired of grunting, and I just want to call this a ball.
Actually started with fire, Steven.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's got tired of rubbing sticks together and going,
No, language is an evolution of fireside storytelling.
No way.
Do you think there was
Yes.
like a lot of
That
puppetry?
is the
Do you think
origin
there was a
of
lot
language.
of puppetry stuff going on? Like,
Oh, 100%. It was
like a sign language?
grunts and shadow puppets and making symbols, and eventually that evolved into actually telling of stories.
So what happened in Japan?
Yeah, why did they decide to just start making drawings?
No, like they don't cook their food. Oh no, I say fire because like you bring food to a fire and
thought
they
you
just
meant,
have
like-
raw fish.
I thought you meant like all their...
Well, the fire served multiple purposes. You know, it kept you warm, it fed you, and it was a storytelling tool.
I always love love thinking about like, who's the first motherfucker that's just like, I'm just going to eat this fish raw.
Right? I have the same thought about chilies.
Yeah.
I think that was a byproduct of he just legit was like starving and didn't have any other way
They're
to
like,
cook it. So he's like, I'm just going to go for it raw. And he's like,
I'm
it's not too
guessing they
bad.
ate raw first, but then who is the first person that's like, we should cook it? Why don't we just put it over the fire?
Someone would like put it on the fire, like, that smells really good.
You know, maybe there was like a lightning strike and it started a fire and that cooked up some animals and they smelled it like, mesquite smoked wombat. That smells pretty good.
Right.
What's the most unique meat you have not tried, but you would eat?
Human meat.
Okay. Okay. Damn it. You can't just go for the kill.
So quick.
No, I would not do dog, cat, or human. I don't care how, like, it came to be. Like, oh, this is my placenta or whatever. I'm not eating it, dude. I'm not
You haven't tried it?
No, I'm not eating placenta, you disgusting pig.
Hey, I haven't tried it either, but I'm like, I
Cultured
kind of want to make a
swine.
sushi out of it.
No.
It's supposed to be nutrient dense.
I don't know.
Bear.
Bear? That's exotic. I guess it is.
I'd go with eel.
That's sushi.
Already had eel.
You have not had eel?
No.
Wow.
It's like a common sushi item.
And that's why I don't
I
eat
think I'd go with
sushi.
horse. If I haven't had it already, I probably have. But horse.
I go with wombat.
Wombat would be
Sometimes
good.
when I'm watching that show alone, they're like catching all kinds of stuff. They had caught like a porcupine and ate that shit. And a beaver, and they ate that shit. And I'm like, dude, I'd fucking eat that. That's exotic. Chris and I used to go to a game feed where we could get exotic meats. That was good.
Yeah. What was the most exotic thing we got there?
What camel?
Camel hump tacos. That was good.
Camel toe tacos.
Reindeer sausage. Reindeer chili,
the
I think.
frog balls.
Yeah, frog. Bison ribs. Those weren't that
Those were
good.
horrible.
Quail knots. I just remember the crawfish was bad.
Yeah.
It was not because they gave you the whole crawfish, so you kind of had to pull the tail off yourself, and it wasn't a clean separation.
Yeah. Anyways, all this has nothing to do with my topic. Yes.
Yeah.
Clap when I say yes.
So, first of all, none of that has anything to do with my topic. So, welcome to my topic this week. This is I drew inspiration from a recent trip to Vegas I did before I went to Italy, and along the way, you get nostalgic because I've been going for a while, and you see all of the places along the way that you have stopped and ate, pooped, peed in, looked around, bought snacks, whatever, bought beer, peed on the side of the road. You see all those places. And I started thinking about pit stops. And one of my favorite pit stops along that route is the Del Taco in Barstow. Are you guys familiar?
Oh, hell yeah, baby.
That's a good one.
Why, you might ask? Well, first off, every trip that I take with women, that is about the time where they will tell you they have to go pee. That is 100% the time. And that Del Taco, for some reason, has very spacious bathrooms. And it's like the perfect one for everybody to go in and do their
Huge.
thing. And you know your boy Steezy be dropping mad deuces. And he ain't doing it in a single stall bathroom. I am not going to be sitting there trying to pinch off my loaf with some dude knocking on the door asking me if I'm done. Like, there has to be multiple stalls. For me, I'd rather go poop in a bag. This Del Taco is actually really clean and really well run. Have you guys ever been to this one?
All the time, baby.
Yeah, it's got to be one. It's by far one of the nicest Del Taco bathrooms I've ever been in.
Right. But the whole restaurant's pretty nice. And for the longest time, I thought the reason was because it was the original Del Taco. So
It is not.
It
but
was.
it's one of them.
well, Ryan, don't
Part of the
spoil
chain.
my next segment here.
Ooh, spoiler.
So I did some researching just to verify my facts or my intuition or my hunch or whatever. So, Ryan, do you know the original name of Del Taco? The fast food aficionado, Ryan.
No.
The original name of Del Taco was
Delicious.
Sunny Taco.
Delicious
Knott's
tacos.
Berry Farm tacos.
Close. Casa del Taco. House of the Taco.
Oh, that
Sure.
makes way more sense.
Is it older or younger than Taco Bell?
Much older.
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 It is older.
Yeah.
Ryan, around what date do you think that it was originated?
Del Taco, 1938.
Ooh.
Ooh, so you know what's funny for all the CoinOp-ians out there? Think about, have you ever been to one of those old Taco Bell buildings? Remember how it was like a brick made building, and there were so many that looked like that, and there was like questionable building codes on there. So just think of if that was original Taco Bell and Del Taco's going before that. We're talking about an old building here.
The buildings you're describing, I feel like, are late 80s, early 90s type thing.
They had a different logo too,
Yeah.
right? It was like yellow.
Taco Bell. I feel like
I didn't look up the old original Del Taco logo. I want to look at that up. Anyways, Chris, you have a guess?
At what point did they start serving cherry Coke?
When it was invented, they were the first place.
Looked like the original logo was like a sun looking thing, like a Super Mario 3 sun looking thing with a Del Taco in the middle.
Pretty good.
yeah.
All right, the origination date of Del Taco is 1964.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you were.
Ooh.
So, by two men named Ed Hochbarth and David Jameson, the most Mexican men you're going to ever find.
He said JMO?
So,
Wait, you said 1964?
yep, according to my trusty source.
Wikipedia.
And then, so I got to my original question, and I was like, well, is the Barstow one the original one? Because I've been told that before, and I thought that for the longest time. Ryan, is it the original location?
No, but it's part of the chain.
It's one of the original
originals.
chains, but the first location, do you know where it was?
I've been to it because originally I wanted to go to that Del Taco. I wanted to show some people, so I Googled like the original Del Taco and got an address. And I felt like it was in like the boonies of Riverside.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Anaheim.
Yermo.
Yermo. Your mom.
The fuck is Yermo?
I don't know. I'm trying to look it up. Yermo, California. Calico.
That's a cat.
Oh, that's north of Barstow. It's where Eddie World is.
Yeah.
Peggy Sue's Diner.
Yeah.
It's out there somewhere.
Wow,
I always
That's-
wanted to go to that.
And then it was successful, so they branched off into Barstow and Corona.
Oh.
So
I have a really hard time believing something would be successful on that, like because they just the only reason people are driving out that way, well, it is just outside Barstow, but I'm thinking people only went past it because they were on the way to Vegas. But I guess if people are also traveling through Barstow, like on the 40 for Needles or something, they might be, let's go get some Del Taco.
I really like Tita's Burger Den in Yermo.
the Del Taco website, deltaco.com/history, not a sponsor, shows pictures of the original Del Taco and the guy that opened it. They opened with a menu of 19-cent tacos, tostadas, fries, and 24-cent cheeseburgers. Del Taco brought in $169 in sales on its first day of business.
Pretty good.
Nice.
900 tacos.
That's a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah, so anyways, that's probably one of my more favorite pit stops, but also the Taco Bell in Baker and the McDonald's at State Line, I think are my like nostalgic. I always went to them pit stops along that route, and I'm interested to hear what your guys' favorite pit stops along that route, or maybe somewhere else, but this is the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I think you hit the major ones because it was always that Del Taco outside of Victorville area that we would stop at. It was Del Taco that I also saw there was like a Raising Cane's out there. I think that was the first Raising Cane's I went to. I didn't know what was all the crave was all about, but it was mostly Del Taco there, and then it was the Taco Bell in Thermal, or what's that other town called?
Baker, the one that's like halfway there.
Baker, that's the one. Yeah, Baker. I don't think I've been to any other restaurant in that town besides that Taco Bell.
Have you guys? Well, Ryan, do you have any favorites on your way to Vegas?
That's another fart, dude. What is wrong with you?
Eddie World?
Stinks.
I feel like Eddie World is becoming one of my favorite stops now. Their jerky's
Eddie World's a
fantastic.
cool one.
Eddie's World is like iconic.
The candy's too expensive.
It is a very expensive place. I remember going in there, telling Maddie, "Get whatever you want. Like, we'll just get some things." And I'm like, "Okay, get one thing," because it was just like everything was like $20, and that was pretty cool. Alien beef jerky. Anybody?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I never stopped there.
It's getting really,
Yeah,
really
I
big.
like-
I see it in every gas
Yeah,
station now.
that's
Here
where,
now.
that's where I got my first weird ID. They would sell the ID at the counter.
Oh yeah, the Fat Greek Cafe. Anybody ever stop there? The Mad Greek. It's Mad Greek or Fat Greek? Mad
I
Greek.
think it's the Mad Greek.
Ricky took me there one time. I wasn't impressed. He's like, "This is gonna be so good," and I ate it. I was like, "Eh." But yeah,
Did you ever stop
There's-
at the State Line roller coaster?
I've never done any of the roller coasters
Oh,
out
the-
in that way.
The Desperado.
Desperado.
I never have.
Is it, I don't think it's in commission anymore.
No,
Yeah.
it's
State
pretty
Line's
much
falling
dead.
apart.
They used to have a log ride too that had light guns on it.
Yeah,
You could, like,
lasers.
shoot the targets. That was pretty cool in its heyday.
It's kind of crazy. I mean,
I wonder why.
wonder what.
Why they closed it. Was it just like they didn't want to upgrade the building codes or something?
Well, nobody's ever there. Like if you ever walk around that hotel, it's like a ghost town.
I think people are just like,
And
well,
COVID was probably its final.
I think
straw.
COVID was, because I still like felt like I heard of people like, "Yeah, go to State Line," and there was always that, "Oh, let's go to State Line because it's like an hour closer than Vegas, and we can just gamble and then we can leave." But we have Indian casinos that take up most of that, and if you're going to drive that close to Vegas, you're just going to finish it off,
I
right?
guess so.
Yeah.
No, my favorite place is at Barstow. It's the In-N-Out. Did I ever tell you guys my In-N-Out story?
No, but I want to hear it.
Did you poop your pants?
No. One time I was at In-N-Out and I wanted a what is it called? Oh yeah. So I got the bright idea. Me and my brothers were like, all right, let's go to In-N-Out and see how big we can go. So we decided to get a 10x10. So I went to the counter. Yeah, I went to the counter. I was like, "Give me a 10 by 10," and they just kind of looked at me, and I got my number. I think it like goes up to 100, and I got like number 98. They recycled back to like number 30, and then I'm like, "Where the hell's my burger?" Like all these people behind me got their burgers already, and then I finally got it, and it's like, you know how like on a normal burger they like wrap it in the like designated wrapper. This one was sitting in the bottom of a bag that was cut off at the top. Right. And I got back to my table and I'm like, all right, now I got to figure out how to eat this. So I just started from the middle and it was really good. Like, and I finished the whole thing. It was really good. So in and out for me at Barstow.
So you were able to eat it.
Yeah.
So you're able to fit a 10 by 10 in your mouth. That's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Did you get it with lettuce and tomato? That would look really funny.
Yes, I did.
Grilled onions.
Just a little bit of lettuce up there on the top, just hanging out. Ryan doesn't like to pit stop. Are you just like a raw dogger? You just go straight to Vegas, no bathroom stops, no food, no nothing.
I'd prefer not to, but I do have to stop at the Del Taco. That's like the that's the dinner, and it's just so good.
You know what's funny? I don't think I've ever stopped before the Del Taco just south of Barstow. Like you don't stop in Victorville, you don't stop in Ranch Cucamonga. You're like, I gotta get out of town first, and then
you got to get out of the traffic. You absolutely
Yeah.
cannot stop until you get out of the traffic.
Got to get through the pass.
That's also any of those places. It's like that's the beginning of the trip. If you're going to stop there, you're going to keep stopping.
Yeah.
Fun fact: have you guys ever eaten gas station food?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like food cooked at a gas station?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like were they good experiences, bad experiences, never do again experiences?
Oh, great.
One time we did Christmas karaoke, and Alicia's friend went next to the gas station next door at like 1 a.m. and literally was like, "I want all the hot food. Like anything you have, I want it all." And it was great at that moment in time, but I had straight up razor blades in my tummy when I got home.
Was that a fart, dude?
That was so wet.
Yeah, you got to take a shit, dude. You got to get
Just
the
stared
fart.
at Steven's foot, and then the wettest fart.
It was like at the end of the tube.
So last week I talked about how I went to Virginia, and I noticed the one thing about Virginia is most of their gas stations have a food counter at it. Like a straight up, like you walk in there and, hey, can I order a pizza? Can I order a burger? Like, I guess out here, maybe you have like a Subway attached to it. It would be like that, but it wouldn't be a name brand Subway. It would just be gas station 33 food. What would you like? And also the gas stations themselves, the groceries that they sold was just a little bit more expansive. And I started thinking about it. I was like, why is gas station food so much more popular out here than it is in California? Any guesses?
I don't know. People
Any
there's a
ideas?
stigma out here of gas stations being like gross.
Well, I mean,
Why would you want to eat there?
That was the thing in Europe too, and we ate at a few of them in Europe, and they're actually pretty good. And they have like
Just food at the gas station?
yeah, they actually have deals at all like every like convenience store has a deal for it's like £5 or €5, and it was like a sandwich, a snack, and a drink.
Huh.
And a drink could either be a bottle of water or like a Coke.
You just grab it
And
out
a
of the
snack
case.
is like a bag of chips. Yeah, you just put together your own combo. For
Nice.
$5, you got a pretty good. And the sandwiches were decent. We probably got like 3 or 4 of them, just like to have like road snacks. They're pretty good.
Are you referring to Buc-ee's, Chris?
Lucky's? No, there was a ton out there. I felt like at least half of the gas stations I went to, that's how they were.
Oh, okay.
And
Dude.
my thought on it is, I think in Virginia, especially that area of Virginia, all the towns were separated by a fair amount of distance. So there wasn't a Kroger in every person's town. Some of these towns were so small that they had like a random mom and pop grocery store. So I think the gas stations started filling in, like almost like for us, if we go to a Walgreens or something, you can do most of your grocery shopping at a Walgreens, right? So for here at the gas station, you're like, hey, come here. You can buy sandwich bread. You can buy lunch meat. You could buy milk. I think they just use the gas stations as miniature grocery stores. And I said, hey, if I can sell you a burger on top of that, by all means, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
I don't think that's too abnormal because if you go to like a big city, like in like Chicago or whatnot, you don't have huge grocery stores. Everybody goes to these small convenience stores. A lot of them will have like a small deli or something that you can buy food
You know what
from.
the most guaranteed way to make me buy food outside of like a little market or gas station or something? It's just start barbecuing and fucking let that smoke get up in the air so you can smell it, dude. I'm gonna buy
Oh yeah.
whatever it is you're cooking. I don't care.
Nice.
Like in Southern California, is it not popular because we're always within we can go to a gas station, but we can be just as close to some form of a regular grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our freeway system is fantastic.
Well, we also have like the real estate that have like these big, grocery stores. and
suburbia.
whatnot. But I imagine Virginia
When you get
does
into
too.
suburban areas, I mean, you just have okay.
I've been dying to ask you this, Chris.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No,
Just
do it
Chris.
every time. I don't care.
No, never mind. I feel bad. Forget it. Ignore me.
You can ask him whatever you want.
the
I just wanna say
one-
my topic is done.
Right on time.
Virginia. I think the one that I'm thinking of is we stopped at. I think it was like a Canadian grocery store in Virginia, and I could have swore I think it was called Mama's, which I think Mama is actually a Canadian bird, is how they got the name for it. But yeah, you go in there and they were all set up, and I was like, man, they got some good looking food there. And everyone I talked to said, oh yeah, man, get their breakfast burritos and whatnot. They're fantastic.
That's why you had to shit on the plane before it took off.
That might have been it. It was actually, well, so the funny thing is we floated down the river every day. So most of that was taking place in the woods.
Whoa. Like you dug a hole?
We have a real nice, pretty view.
Of your butthole as you shit in the water.
No, have you ever like sat on a log next to a majestic river with the birds chirping and the water flowing sound in the
And all
background?
you hear is
Yeah.
Yeah.
just liquid diarrhea from gas station fucking burritos just splattering all over the.
That's aggressive.
You are aggressive, sir.
Do you know? So McDonald's back there also sells bags of ice and breakfast steak sandwiches. They don't sell breakfast steak sandwiches here at McDonald's, do they?
No, that's one of the things I like to do when traveling is go to like McDonald's and get like the regional things because they have a lot of different shit. I got really excited in London because they had McFlurries with Smarties.
Weird.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, the Smarties are like a sour candy. It's like a tart sugar candy.
Cool.
But in London, Smarties aren't that. They're like M&Ms. So it was very disappointing.
Okay.
Guess what the regional food is in the Philippines for McDonald's? When you go to McDonald's, what do you call
Balut.
Spaghetti.
It's spaghetti.
Oh.
I think.
I'm disappointed.
I was by no means going to guess that.
And their spaghetti's a little on the sweeter side.
It should be duck egg. Yeah, no, great. I wanted to ask you a question, Chris. What from like Virginians, do they have an opinion about West Virginia? Are they odd or?
I wouldn't say they directly talked smack about West Virginia, but they definitely referred to it as like, if you can't make it in Virginia, you can go to West Virginia.
Oh.
And if you can't buy in Virginia, you can go to West Virginia. So I think it's the the stepchild of the Virginia group.
10-4. Roger copy.
I'm so surprised. I mean, they could have called that state anything they wanted, and they said, let's call it West Virginia. Well, but the other one's not called East Virginia. I know, but we just want to be separated that we're west of the other Virginia.
Want to be distinct.
So, and I hear if you're living in West Virginia, you're basically doing a lot of coal mining and a lot of logging. I think that's much more mountainous territory.
10-4. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Steven, for...
Thank you, Steven.
Yeah, thank you so much. Steven, thank you. Hey, Steven.
I'm going to fall
Don't
asleep now.
You're not allowed to fall asleep.
Bitch.
You should have chugged an energy drink like I did an hour ago.
Shut your fucking
Well,
mouth.
he's laid over right now, guys. Give him a break.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So the one thing that Steven doesn't know is when he was in Italy, I snuck into his house and I pooped multiple times, but not in his toilet, and he's yet to find these poops.
Shut your fucking mouth.
What accent was that?
That was a fantastic accent.
It almost sounded like Angel played like a soundbite.
Yeah. It didn't sound like you in a minute for that first.
All right, spin your fucking wheel, Angel.
Roger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We're going to spin.
It's probably going to be me.
I don't know, man.
So, side note while this wheel's spinning, I went to Chat GPT and I typed in all the details I could about you guys, and then asked Chat GPT to roast you guys, and it said it wouldn't do it.
You got to give it a prompt. I'll send you a link.
I did put a prompt. I said, "Can you write a segment roasting my 3 friends?" And this is their details.
Nah.
It said, "I will not execute this request," or something like.
What were the details you listed of us? How would you describe us to the internet?
No, because I'm going to get the prompt. I'm going to do it the right way. So next podcast will be the epic roast of you knuckleheads.
We would not have AI generated content on our podcast.
Never.
Absolutely not. Never.
We're better than that.
I think we're going to have to write the porn stories round 2 and get Angels.
I'm pretty sure Angels was ChatGPT.
No, absolutely not. That was very genuine.
You're full of shit. You're full of shit.
Here's a prompt for you. I'm going to put it in the general.
You just got to use
this in the fudge.
All right.
Wait, you have to type that whole thing and then go from there?
Copy pasta it, then give your question. Anyway, Ryan, you are the next person.
All right. So, welcome to my segment, CoinOp-ians. I know you've been waiting weeks to hear my luscious voice again.
Where'd you post it?
But here it is.
Luscious.
I don't know if Angel made it in time for Halloween, but it's going to be a spooky special for us this week.
Let me see. Hold on. 2, and then it'll be the 16th.
Well, just in time for Halloween. I'm gonna dive into a segment of my life that I haven't talked to you guys about. So yeah, I grew up in a small town in Mexico.
No, you didn't.
And my mother used to tell me ghost stories when I was a child.
Juarez.
But none of them scared me as much as El Cucuy.
Shut up, dude.
Cucuy?
One day, I was really angry, and I cursed at my mother. I said, "Fuck you, I don't want grilled cheese sandwiches. I want bologna."
Toasted bologna.
You know what she said to me, Angel?
She said, sorry, I meant quesadillas because we're in Mexico.
No, that's racist. Anyway.
I could say that.
She got very quiet. And looked at me with fury burning in her eyes. But oddly enough, she said this to me very slowly and calmly. She said, "El cucuy te va a raspar los pies en la noche." Which means El Cucuy is going to scratch at my feet tonight.
Jesus.
Something about the way she said it really scared me. And that night I went to bed. And it took me nearly 2 hours to fall asleep because I just kept thinking about my fucking feet getting scratched up and shit. And staring at the closet and wondering if something was under my bed. And the next morning, I woke up. I got out of bed. And you know what I noticed, Steven?
Scratchies on your feet, bud.
My feet were fucking sore. I had to look down, and I saw that both of my feet had long red scratches on them.
Shut up.
It truly terrified me, because I didn't know if El Cucuy was real, or if my mother was so crazy that she scratched my feet at night just to make me learn a lesson.
You didn't wake up when you got scratched? You sleep that deeply?
Well, I have a spoiler for you, Christopher. I didn't grow up in Mexico, and this was not my story, but it's one of millions that are out there.
Man, dude, you had me going. I was like, Ryan definitely grew up in Juarez, Mexico.
Hey, Ryan, I knew that story was fake because your mom didn't ask you if you wanted it toasted or not. You want a toasted bologna?
The toasted was never prepared for me. That was a Ryan original. I created the toasted bologna sandwich.
You're an idealist.
You're a Renaissance man.
Now I brought up this El Cucuy because I saw a video where we actually can see El Cucuy. Would you like to see this, Angel?
Yeah, sure.
Would you like to see the Mexican boogeyman?
Do I need to say anything like El Cucuy, leave me alone before I go to bed tonight?
No.
Okay.
So this picture I'm about to show you was captured in 2014 at a ritual that they typically do in October, where they build like a wooden structure and everybody like leaves notes and I want this to exit my life. Like I don't want to be poor. Or, I don't want to be sick. Different things that people are like praying for. And in this video,
it says here the monster will come to your house, come to the house of disobedient children at night and take them away.
Yeah.
So only disobedient children were the problem. Good to know.
So let me share my screen for y'all. Steven's gone, but that's okay.
He's still here in our hearts.
So This is the burning event.
Is that Burning Man?
You see, you got a crowd of people in the back, and that reminds me of Burning Man. Similar concept, but not all hippy dippy.
Okay.
And this is what they captured. You see anything interesting in there?
I see a shadow.
You see that? What is that?
It almost looks
That
like
is-
It almost looks like the thing that they're burning. It's like the same shape.
Well, it is believed that is El Cucuy overseeing the event, Christopher. Not a lens flare. Here's a little bit closer view. This is the man that was running the event. And right there, it's a zoomed-in image of El Cucuy.
Wikipedia told me it's supposed to be like a bugbear from D&D.
Yeah.
Like this!
Oh my god.
Oh,
Looks like a goblin, like a Gringotts goblin.
dang. He ties a solid Windsor knot tie, though.
Dress sharp.
He also protects all the gold in the Gringot space. Gringot banks.
So, Angel, you grew up with the El Cucuy being told
Yeah,
to?
it was more like La Llorona, but I heard El Cucuy.
Tell me about your experiences with El Cucuy.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It was basically used to deter us from misbehaving, and it worked because we would always like hear things in the night. And I don't know if it was my parents messing with me or it was actually,
Your parents boning?
no, dude. No, we would hear things like my guitar would like strum itself, and they would tell me it's El Cucuy or something like that.
So there was a time you were laying in bed and you heard your guitar strum itself.
That was the last time I ever had it out of its case. Yes.
That's spooky.
Yeah.
Oh God!
It kind of, that deep E just went boom. I'm like, shit. In the case you go.
That's slightly terrifying. It must have been El Cucuy.
Must have been.
Christopher, did you believe in the boogeyman when you were growing up? Something hiding under your bed or in your closet?
Yeah, I always got the vibe there was like something. There was no like a name. I mean, I guess probably the atypical name for it was just the boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there was no like Yucca Valley cucuy or wild monster. I mean, there's like you have like the local like guy that's like strung out on meth, but he's not exactly the same.
Steven, you believe in the boogeyman when you were a boy?
So there was this one Bloody Mary. I don't know if that's the same thing. Boogeyman? No.
She's hot.
No.
We were not concerned with the boogeyman. We were more concerned with like other spirits.
You're never afraid of something being underneath your bed in your closet when you're trying to sleep at night?
Definitely. But I didn't.
That's the boogeyman.
I know. I definitely didn't want to look under my bed. Oh, did you ever get that feeling when you'd be walking up your stairs? Or if you had stairs?
Yeah.
I'm feeling.
Any of you have stairs growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're the last one awake and you shut off the lights and you have to go upstairs to your room, or I did. And like
I'd run as fast as I can.
Yeah, I would too, because I always feel like there's something behind me from the dark coming up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had one in Yucca Valley. So my parents didn't believe in any form of a nightlight. So when all the lights are turned off in the house, the literal only light on is the numbers on the VCR player. That was it. There was nothing else that had like a residual light. And there was no street lights on our street. So as you're walking through the spooky, scary house, you would just get occasional light when someone would drive by Yucca Trail in the area, and you get like some reflectivity of a headlight. But I remember I was there with the dog, and I was turning the lights off and then walking to my room, but the light in my room was off. So in the process of me turning these off, all the lights are off, and I hear a super sketchy scratching on the window right as I walk past it.
No way.
I was like,
Fuck that.
and the dog like stopped and looked over, and then I heard the scratch again, but I was looking out the window because we didn't have any blinds on that window and I couldn't see anything. So I walk over to the slider and I open the slider and I step out and I look around the corner and I just hear something turn in the sand, like its feet's turning and go, shh.
Ooh.
And I looked, and there was just enough moonlight that I realized it was a coyote.
Oh.
And I was like, oh snap. So I took like a real aggressive step towards it, and it took off running. So I chased it around the corner, and it went and just volleyed right over our like 6-foot fence and ran down the street.
It was probably a shapeshifter, Chris.
Ooh.
Could have been it.
Yeah.
Shape-shifting cucuy. But we had a dog, so and I think it was just the smaller dog we had in that area, so he was probably smelling some kind of a lunch.
But when I was researching this El Cucuy, It's really fascinating that all these different cultures pretty much have the same story.
Yeah.
It's just with a different name.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
And it's all used to like punish children who are disobeying, and something's gonna be in the room and just take them away at night.
Kind of takes the magic away.
I know it used to be just say, "Hey, Santa's not going to bring you presents." Now you got to create the cucuy legend.
Oh yeah.
Santa's like the reverse boogeyman.
Yeah. Who's the anti-Santa?
Cranks.
Satan.
Yes.
The Krampus.
Yes.
Krampus. Yeah, Krampus.
Yeah, that was an interesting movie.
It was disappointing.
I did not watch it.
That's all I gotta say about that. But you guys believe this picture is actually the El Cucuy, or is it just a lens flare?
I think it's a lens flare.
Oh, fuck you.
What? You asked.
I've never seen a lens flare look like that.
That's true.
That's like calling UFOs freaking weather balloons. It's a cop out.
Been a lot of stuff we haven't talked about that's been happening in the news recently. Like, even from the last time we did the last podcast, the aliens landing in Oregon. That was weird.
What aliens landing in Oregon?
Aliens in Oregon?
2 days ago.
What are you talking about? I didn't see this one.
Are you talking about the dried one they found? No, you said Oregon, not Peru.
Well, we're just playing into our, like, we do a podcast every week thing. Stuff has happened over the last 2 weeks.
Oh, right. So it's a prediction.
I see what
Okay,
you're-
see, where's
You fucking disappointed me, Steven. I just literally just Googled aliens landing in Oregon.
he's flying on the keyboard?
Fucking piece of shit.
So you know those like alien bodies that got wheeled into like the courtroom in Mexico or something?
Okay.
You see pictures of that?
Yeah.
So-
The
yeah, so-
paper-mache aliens.
Yeah, paper-mache aliens. But then I saw someone had the same picture and they had a knife and they're like, "Is it cake?"
Yeah.
Like the Netflix show.
I saw that.
So it made me laugh.
That was so good.
You know, I feel like El Cucuy. Are you saying that it originated in Mexico? Oh no, it's more like Spain and Portugal actually.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
just traveled overseas.
Gotcha. I was always going to say, like, I feel like Mexico has this like wide open, deep, dark deserts, so it's just very easy for something spooky like that to appear or the legend to start.
Yeah, they're
I
also-
remember like a few years ago, we went to what is it, Universal Halloween Horror Nights,
Yeah,
and they had La Llorona.
yeah.
And
They have her there this year too,
They have it this year.
from what I've told.
Oh, good,
Right next to the
Yeah.
birria tacos.
dude! I can't wait to try them.
Yeah.
From the release of this podcast, we went a few weeks ago, but for the recording, we're going this week, and we're excited. Oh, so like the reason I bring it up is because you mentioned El Cucuy and La Llorona, and those are like traditionally Latin, scary, spooky things. And the maze for La Llorona, when we went through it, hand to God, it smelled like Mexico. It smelled like my cousin's backyard, and it's like this like unique kind of exhaust smell, and it just kind of tripped me out how they can recreate that.
You think they did it on purpose?
They did it on purpose, yeah, because like the entire lot smelled like whatever the lot smells like. And right when you went into the backyard, I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "I'm in Ensenada right now. This is nuts."
A few years ago, they had the titty twister at Universal.
What?
You know what the titty twister is?
I know what a titty twister is, but what are you talking about?
The titty twister from the Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney movie from Dusk Till Dawn.
What?
Have you ever seen that movie?
Dusk Till Dawn? No.
Yeah, it's Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney kidnap a family.
Is
They're,
this the
these
Murderers
on the
Mexican
run?
strippers that were vampires?
Yeah, with Selma Hayek.
Yeah. I went through that one. It was a pretty cool maze.
I never got to go through that one. I regret it to this day.
Damn, you missed out, man.
I heard it's a shit show this year
Why?
because it's so fucking crowded.
Well, that's why you get the front of the line.
We all can't afford that, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Oh.
It's like $200.
Well, I did the one where you can go multiple times through the mazes because Brittany's a real big fan of Chucky, and they have a Chucky maze this year.
Ooh, terrifying.
Yeah, I think it's always. I like that Mel doesn't go, so like I can usually buy front of the line because I'm only buying for myself. And in my head, I'm just like, it's like I bought 2 tickets.
It's so worth it, dude. You can go through every single line, every single maze, and you're done by like
I
10.
feel like we had a pretty decent run through last time we went, Ryan.
The Thursday night plan is the best way to go. Get in and out of there.
What do you mean?
We typically go on Thursdays to whichever one we go to,
Oh, okay.
and it's not too bad.
Just because attendance is lower?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be caught dead at any of those theme park ones on like a Friday or Saturday. Fuck that.
Oh, yeah. You know which one?
But
Oh, go ahead.
we bought the fast pass, so we went to this amusement park in Europe, and it was like the greatest thing ever. You just walk past all these people just waiting in line.
Oh, wow.
You know, when I was when I was in Virginia, we were out on a boat fishing for catfish. And sporadically, the captain of the boat, and when I say captain of the boat, there was 4 of us, and the captain was the 5th guy. So the boat was just big enough for 5 people. But he said, "You guys ever see Bigfoot?" And I was like, "No, but please tell me." And he said he was there. I think his family owned a stretch of land that they used to grow corn on, but they kind of just let it go sporadic, and it's on the very edge of their property. And he was in a tree stand, and he said a Bigfoot hairy creature was walking in from behind him, and it walked near the tree stand, looked at him, and then hightailed it back where he went, where it came from.
Oh, shit. He was like, "Oh, there's people out here. Fuck."
Yeah, what?
That's great. That's pretty cool. All right.
Well, that's all I gotta say about that.
10-4.
Whoop, whoop.
Wow, this is a short one. It's pretty cool. It's like an hour, 2 minutes.
Isn't that supposed to be that long?
Yeah, it is. But it's like sometimes, dude.
Steven's dying at a quick pace, I can
No,
tell.
I'm eating goldfish. now.
Steven's sick. Steven's sick.
Probably.
No, I'm eating goldfish. Chris is sick.
I would be caught dead in Vegas right before I go on an
You're
international
gonna get sick
trip.
from the freaking plane, anyways. Whatever.
We're gonna get sick on the plane from your trip
Wow.
to Vegas, and you'd be sweating like a pig.
Ooh.
I
So
kept
you
it-
just got back from Vegas, Steven?
Yeah, we went Saturday night for a concert that Mel's been wanting to go to for a while.
Oh, nice.
We got to pretty chill. I mean, we stayed at the Golden Nugget, and the concert was on Fremont Street, so we just walked outside, went to the concert, did our thing for a while, and then went back to the hotel, and didn't gamble, didn't really do anything else. Fucking old. Dude, my feet hurt so bad. But, like, I remember when I used to do Coachellas and stuff, if you wore, like, Vans, dude, you're fucked. Dude, you can't stand in those shoes. You can't stand in those shoes for 8 hours. And I was quickly reminded of that yesterday. Like, I always wear, like, athletic shoes to, like, a festival, any kind of festival where you're going to be on your feet for hours upon hours. I didn't do that. And my entire feet, back, calves, everything fucking torched. Got back to the room, and me and Mel swapped foot massages, and I instantly fell asleep.
There you go.
Not even any sexy time.
And you're tired, you know. Well, I made the mistake one time going to an amusement park in my Red Wings.
Oh, Red Wing?
Oh, yeah.
What's a Red Wing?
Red Wing shoes. They're boots, yeah. They're like my favorite boots, and I've got these, they're called Iron Rangers. The best boots. They're like my favorite. And, yeah, they're not great for, like, long walks. They're more for, like, just general.
They're more just like extra durable, right? Like they should last you for years.
Yeah. Oh, and you can take
Not comfortably for
yeah,
years.
and you can take it to the store, and they'll clean them for free. Like polish it.
Well, they're cowboy shoes. They're meant for riding
No,
horses.
Red Wings? The Iron Rangers?
I don't fucking know what the fuck. You told me cowboy
No, I
boots.
said Iron Rangers. Red Wing Iron.
What the fuck's an Iron Ranger?
That's the model.
It's a cowboy boot.
No, it's not. It's like a boot.
What is it?
It's a here.
A cowboy
God
boot.
damn it.
It looks like a fancy
like
hiking shoe.
There you go. Yeah.
You have reverse hiccups, Chris?
I do. Kind of lost my breath there for a minute.
This is what it is.
Oh, okay. That's not a cowboy boot. Why'd you say they're cowboy boots?
Never said cowboy
He
boots.
never said cowboy boot. You said cowboy boot.
Yeah. They're just normal boots.
Okay.
They're my favorite. I recommend them, and they clean them for free. Anyway, so all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hopping on and sharing your stories and insights on a number of topics that we discussed tonight. Thank you, Steven.
Remember, don't be naughty, Angel.
Why?
Oh, Cucuy is going to take you away.
Oh,
Him
and I have an understanding.
just leave some cookies for him.
Leave him something else. Leave him a dildo, suction cup, so he can compete. All right, guys. Anything you want to say before we sign off to the CoinOp-ians? Anything? Send us emails.
Dude, be
There's an
careful.
email.
Be careful what size cock ring you buy, because it might be too tight around your balls, and it really don't feel good.
That's true.
No.
You can't get it off unless.
Oh yeah, getting it off. Oh, it's all fun and games when you're fucking, but dude, the minute you have to take it off, it's fucking.
Painful.
That's when the problems start.
Because you're already like, why did I do this in the first place? Because when you're all horny, you do stupid shit. But then you have like the post-nut clarity, and you're like, I have this fucking device strapped around my cock and balls, and I got to get it off, and that's fucked up.
Jesus.
Anyways, that's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Steven.
See ya.
All right, guys. Good night.
I thought we were all going around the table.
Yeah, it was a free for all. But go ahead, Ryan. Anything you want to say?
CoinOp-ians is keep your eyes on the sky. Those lights might not be stars. It could be bings from another dimension.
Fucking idiot.
That scratching I hear outside your window at night might not be the wind. Could be a shapeshifter. And always check under your bed. Or El Cucuy scratching your feet.
Ryan's going to include that in his autobiography from when he grew up. He was a small child that grew up in Mexico.
Real cheese.
For all the Wranglers out there, let's keep it short and sweet, man. Smoke brisket, not meth.
Yeah, I love that. And with that, we're out.
That cock's not regulation.